Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Hope you are doing well. All right. Let's say hi to everybody in here. Hello, Tiptoe. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Miss Deb. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Even though I cannot stand Trump, I'm here for you. Well, I appreciate it. Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, Sean. I might like Trump, but that doesn't mean that, we can agree to disagree. It doesn't mean that I'm pushing it on you guys. Y'all voted for him, so, just because I'm a Trump supporter doesn't mean that you guys are. I'm not going to throw it on, you support whoever you want to. Hello, FarQ. Good to see you, love. I hope you're doing well, honey. What's up, Ghost Devil? How are you? Good to see you, brother. All right. Okay, guys. I know this is this is a kind of controversial, I guess you could say, live. Not meaning it to, but we're gonna do the life of Donald Trump, his biography. Let me go over what we're going to be talking about tonight regarding him, regarding people that we talk about on Sundays. It says tonight we're going to be talking about the life of Donald Trump. What positive impact or influence has he had in his life? What encouragement or motivation does he have? In my opinion, a legend. That's just my opinion, guys. Hashtag Donald Trump life biography, community awareness, positivity, encouragement, influence, example, motivation, famous legend, and you're fired. Which y'all probably know him by that too. What's up, Rift? I knew you'd be in here, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. I hope you are safe from them storms. Yeah, exactly. Like, I ain't mad at you because you don't like him. That's you. I mean, I'm not forcing nothing on nobody, it's just, it was just somebody that was famous. And I mean, granted, he used to be our president, but somebody that was famous and, he's been around for a long time. So I was just going to kind of dig into it and see if we can find anything, that, might be a difference, or he might have done some charity work. I mean, I'm not really for sure. We're getting ready to find out together though. So I think it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting to find out about some info about Donald Trump. I built Trump's stage and tents for his rally tomorrow. Woohoo! No offense, guys, I don't like him. Woohoo, Rift. Look. Woohoo. Hey, Mermaid. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. All right, guys. So let's get into it. All right. I'm probably not going to make this a long live. We're just going to go over it and, talk about him for a few and then jump off here. All right, guys. Let me turn off my camera. All right. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. This is IMDb, Donald Trump biography. It says born June the 14th, 1946 in Queens, New York City, New York, USA. Donald John Trump. I didn't even know that. His nicknames is the Don, the Donald, the Trumpster, DJT, Mr. Brexit, POTUS, Teflon Don, the reality TV president, President Donald Trump, President Trump, and Tariff Man. Hello, Justice Shane. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Height is 6'2" and 3/4. Okay, this is his mini bio, guys. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger. Can y'all see it? Let me see. Hold on one minute. Maybe that might be a little bit better. Is that more clear? There we go. All right. I'll get it right here in a minute. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to Make sure everybody can see. All right, it says Donald John Trump was born on June the 14th, 1946 at Jamaica Hospital Medical Center in Queens, New York City, New York. He is the son of Mary Trump and Fred Trump, a real estate millionaire. His mother was a Scottish immigrant who initially worked as a maid. His father was born in New York to German parents. Wow, I didn't know that. Huh. From kindergarten through seventh grade, he attended a cool forest school. At age 13, he enrolled in New York Military Academy. In 1964, he began his higher education at Fordham University. After 2 years, he transferred to the Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania, graduating in 1968 with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics. From 1971 to 2017, he was chairman and president of his family's real estate company, Elizabeth Trump and Son, now called the Trump Organization, which was founded in 1923 by his grandmother and father. His business career primarily focused on building or renovating office towers, hotels, casinos, and golf courses. He has 5 children: Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump, with his first wife, Ivana Trump, 1977 to 1990. Tiffany Trump was his second wife, Marla Maples, which was 1993 to 1999, and Barron Trump with his third wife, Melina Trump, which is, they got married in 2005. Hello, hippie grandma. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. He has hosted and produced a reality TV series, The Apprentice 2004, which he has been nominated for 9 Primetime Emmy Awards. He was the 45th President of the United States from January the 20th, 2017 to January the 20th, 2021. This is his family. Melina Trump was January 22nd, 2005 to present, 1 child. Mara Maples, December 20th, 1993 to June 8th, 1999, divorced, 1 child. And Ivana Trump, which was April 9th, 1977 to December the 11th, 1990, divorced, and 3 children. So he has 5 children total, and he's been married 3 times. His children is Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, Tiffany Trump, and Barron Trump. Parents is Mary Trump and Fred Trump. Relatives is Elizabeth Grew, sibling, Fred Trump Jr., sibling, Robert Trump, sibling, Mary Ann Trump Berry, sibling, Mary Trump, niece or nephew, Kaya Trump is grandchild, Chloe Sophia Trump is grandchild, Spencer Frederick Trump is grandchild, Tristan Milos Trump is grandchild, and John Walter is cousin. This is his trademark, which most of you guys know his trademark. I totally agree with your riff, and I totally agree with you, Mermaid. I really thought that he was born with money too, but we learn something new every day. That's why I think these stories that we do on Sundays are pretty interesting because, you know, you find out new information. Hey, Mr. G, good to see you. I want a name like John Walter. Okay, this is his trademark. His comb over hairstyle. His catchphrase, "You're fired," from The Apprentice 2004. He makes bold hand movements when speaking. Has brightly colored power necktie, often red. He includes the phrase, "Believe me," in his speeches or in responses to questions. Use of repetition and hyperboles in interviews and speeches. Prolific use of Twitter, or I think it's called X now or something like that. Uses brightly colored powder foundation, often orange. I didn't know that. I thought that he did like spray tans and stuff. See, we learn something new every day. I thought he did spray tans. I mean, he's got the money to do so. I'm just saying. Trivia. This is his trivia. Okay. Though he owns labels that market it, he doesn't drink alcohol. Wow. That's my dryer. G. Brooks. 2 of his 3 wives were not born in the United States. Is self-confessed germaphobe. Wow. I did not know that. As much as he shakes hands and everything, he's a germaphobe. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Hello, Siegel. Hope you're doing well. Thank you guys so much for being in here. Received 5 deferrals during the Vietnam War. He is 22 days older than President George W. Bush, at 66 days older than President Bill Clinton. As Trump was also born in 1946, it marks the first 3-time presidents were born in the same year. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, I honestly thought he drank a little bit, you know. Let's see. It says decline the $400,000 a year presidential salary and pledged to accept $1 a year as his salary as president. Presidents Herbert Hoover, and JFK were the first to refuse presidential salaries. Wow. When Trump appeared at himself on the Rosie Show in 1996, he caused quite a stir when his people issued a written request to change the reference to him as a millionaire in the script to read billionaire. After some consideration, Fran Drescher suggested zillionaire, and that is what ended up on the air episode. Fran's ex-husband, Peter Mark Jacobson, held onto the original note, had it framed, and hangs it in his office to this day. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible, Siegel. The 5th president to win the election while losing to the popular vote. While conducting business incognito in the 80s, Trump would often refer callers to his spokesperson, John Barron, who was actually Trump himself hiding behind the fake name. Coincidentally, Barron Trump is the name of his first child with wife Melania Trump. Sorry about that, guys. Lord have mercy. He appointed Gina Haspel as CIA director, making her the first woman to head the CIA and the first president to appoint a woman to lead the CIA, which is May the 21st, 2018. First ever sitting U.S. president to set foot in North Korea when he crossed the demarcation line in the demilitarized zone after shaking hands with North Korea leader Won Yoon Kim Sunday, June 30th, 2019. One of his first actions as president was to restore the bust of former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill to the Oval Office, which had been removed by his predecessor, Barack Obama. He is the first sitting U.S. president to address the March for Life relay, January 24, 2020, revealed on Donald Trump that he personally shuns the use of alcohol, tobacco, drugs, and tattoos in his pro-military spending. Wow. On Wednesday, December 6, 2017, Trump officially recognized Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel, becoming the first U.S. president and world leader to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital city. He also instructed the U.S. State Department to start preparations to move the U.S. Embassy, which is currently in Tel Aviv, to Jerusalem. Hello, Paper Cut Tina. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. I'm not really for sure, Siegel. We're getting ready to find out. Maybe this information will tell us. It says through April 2001 to 2016, he alleged that President Barack Obama might have been born outside the United States, which would have potentially made Obama ineligible to serve as president. The allegations were understood by most as quite serious, as Trump initially went on television and offered a cash reward to Obama if he released his birth certificate. Obama had released his short-form birth certificate and later released the long-form version as well, showing that there were no hard feelings. Trump attended the White House press corps dinner where Obama announced to Trump he would do one better and play the actual birth video. Obama played the clip from The Lion King 1994. During the 2016 presidential campaign, Trump conceded in the press conference that Obama was born in the United States. Inducted in the World Wrestling Entertainment, which is WWE Hall of Fame in 2013. I didn't know that. Wow. Supports medical marijuana. Unlike most business executives, he does not carry a briefcase and possesses a morbid fear of shaking hands, which I've seen him shaking hands. Donald and Melina's lavish 2005 wedding at Trump's Margot estate was attended by Senator Hillary Clinton and former U.S. President Bill Clinton. Other attendees of note were Rudy Giuliani, Barbara Walters, and Conrad Black, etc. He's the first sitting U.S. president to pay homage to the Western Wall in Jerusalem, Israel, May the 22nd, 2017. Won the 2016 United States presidential election and took the office on January 20th, 2017, becoming the 45th president of the United States. I had no idea that he dived out of the ring. That's really cool. That's really cool, Mr. G. He pardoned Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio, praising him for his work to curb illegal immigration on the southern border with Mexico, which was August the 25th, 2017. Named Time Magazine's Person of the Year in 2016, Trump felt like this title was politically correct, as he had really hoped to be selected as magazine's Man of the Year instead. According to February 2017 article in New York Times, during the first month of his presidency, he received more media coverage than any single person in the history of the modern news media. Well, I believe that. I believe that because he's well-spoken. After Ponzi scheme mastermind Bernie Madoff was in prison for life in June 2009, Trump refused to rent an apartment to his wife, Ruth Madoff. Huh. Wow. Is the second U.S. president born in New York City after Theodore Roosevelt. He is the only U.S. president to run for re-election after being impeached. President Andrew Johnson declined to seek a second term, while President Bill Clinton was impeached in his second term and was therefore term limited. Don's father, Fred Christ Trump, born in Woodhaven, New York, October 11, 1905, was a multi-millionaire developer whose own parents were German. Fred developed apartments, homes, and high-rises in New York. He died June the 25th, 1999. In 1936, Fred married Donald's mother, Mary Ann McLeod, born in Stornoway on the Isles of Lewis, Scotland, May the 10th, 1912, who died in August 7th, 2000. When she first came to the U.S., Donald's mother worked as a maid, as did at least one of her sisters. Wow. On August the 5th, 2016, President Rodrigo R. Duterte of the Philippines challenged Donald Trump to I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Donald Trump to a fist fight after Trump called for all Filipinos to be banned from coming to America. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania were all won by Donald Trump in 2016 elections since 1992. All three were carried by the Democrats. Wisconsin voted Republican for the first time since 1984. Michigan and Pennsylvania went Republican for the first time since 1988. Let's see. On May 4, 2016, he became a presumptive Republican nominee for president after his final two primary opponents, Ted Cruz and John Kasich, dropped out of the race. He became the first major party presidential nominee with no elective, appointive, or military public experience since Wendell Willkie won the Republican nomination in 1940. After winning the election and being inaugurated, he became the first president with no such prior government experience. Let's see. Okay. It says there were multiple class action lawsuits against Donald Trump's so-called Trump's University because of alleged fraudulent behavior. 400 pages of internal documents of Trump's University were released by Judge Gonzalo Kroll, despite sustaining repeated public attacks from Trump, who had fought to keep the details secret. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, who has also sued Trump University, said, if you look at the facts of the case, this shows someone who was absolutely shameless in his willingness to lie to people, to say whatever it took to induce them into his phony seminars. The documents described how the Trump staff was instructed to target prospective students' weaknesses to encourage them to sign up for ultra-expensive $34,995 Gold Elite 3-day cruises, the Guardian 2016. The suits were settled by Mr. Trump for $25 million on November 18, 2016. At age 70, he is the oldest person elected to their first term as president. Ronald Reagan previously was the oldest elected first term president when he was elected at age 69 in 1980 and holds the record for the oldest person to win a U.S. presidential election when he was reelected at age 73. Is the first sitting president to confirm a new Supreme Court justice in the first 100 days of his first term as president since 1881, April of 2017. Hello, Kenzie. Good to see you, sweetheart. I hope you're doing well, honey. In May of 2018, donated one-fourth of his $400,000 per year salary to the Department of Veterans Affairs, which I think is amazing. That's just my opinion, guys. Anything for the veterans, that's amazing. As guest of Fox, Bill O'Reilly, Trump confessed that though once a pro-choice advocate, he is now pro-life and against gay marriage. Won 30 states and Maine's second congressional district in the 2016 presidential election. This marked the first time Maine separated its electoral vote since 1828. Biden is only 114. That's a good one, Mr. G. Is the first sitting president to attend an NRA convention since Ronald Reagan, April of 2017. In his book, The Art of the Deal with Tony Schwartz, he wrote that he briefly thought of attending the University of Southern California, USC, with the idea of becoming a film producer or studio executive. He eventually changed his mind when he decided that the real estate business was more lucrative. Is the first president to win the presidency while losing the popular vote since George W. Bush in the 2000 election. Donald Trump had a cameo in Oliver Stone's Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, 2010. According to the Stone, Trump's scene with Michael Douglas was shot in a day and took 9 takes from different perspectives. This did not succeed into the final version because the feature was too long, but this can be seen in the deleted scenes of Blu-ray. Wow. His paternal grandparents, Frederick Trump and Elizabeth Christ, were German. His mother was Scottish, born in Stornoway on the Isles of Lewis, to Malcolm McLeod and Mary Smith. If I'm pronouncing these names wrong, I apologize. Biographer Tony Schwartz, who spent 18 months of his life ghostwriting Trump, The Art of the Deal, 1987, was one of the very few authors who did not have to sign a confidential agreement, a clause that effectively muzzled subsequent Trump biographers. In July 2016, however, Schwartz received a cease and desist notice from Trump's lawyers. Shortly before a 2016 election, Schwartz described his writing of the book as putting lipstick on a pig. I'm not really for sure. Brooks, I actually didn't vote till 2005 when I turned 18. So I'm not really for sure on that one. Received nearly 3 million fewer votes than Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. Met Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Trump Tower September 25, 2016. For 2 years during the 1950s, folk legend Woody Guthrie, This Land Is Your Land, was a tenant at the Beach Haven apartment complex in Brooklyn, which was owned by Fred Trump, father of Donald Trump. Gary even wrote a song, Old Man Trump, about his experiences with his landlord. The portrait that appears on the cover of the 1987 best book, Trump, The Art of the Deal, was taken by Michelle Singer, wife of actor-director Rob Reiner. He was the first sitting U.S. president since Jimmy Carter not to visit Mexico or Canada on his first foreign trip. Carter visited the United Kingdom on his first foreign trip as U.S. president, while Trump visited Saudi Arabia. In May of 2018, he further isolated the United States from his European allies and most of the international community by carrying out his pledge that the United States should unilaterally withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal framework. His decision was welcomed by Israel and Saudi Arabia. Graduated from Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. In January 2016, Trump threatened to end his $700 million investment in Scotland, though his 2 golf resorts at Turnberry and Meany, if the Scottish government banned him from entering Scotland. In 2016, U.S. presidential election, he won more votes than any Republican candidate in history, despite trailing Hillary Clinton by, oh, Al Gore. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I remember that now, Mr. G. I remember that now. An electoral college vote, or electoral college, Trump won 306 votes to Clinton's 232, though faithfulest electors reduced the vote to 304 to 227. Some of the souvenirs he keeps of this Trump Tower office include Tom Brady's Super Bowl helmet, boxer Mike Tyson's belt, Vince McMahon wrestling gear, Shaquille O'Neal's shoe, the red chair from his TV show The Apprentice, etc. Hello, the freaking. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. In the 2016 presidential election, he and Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton achieved the highest mean of the major party candidates in history. On election day, he was 70 and Clinton was 69, averaging 69.5 years. In 1960, the average age between JFK and Richard Nixon was 45 years. Among all major party candidates, Trump was the fourth eldest, behind Ronald Reagan, 73 in 1984, Bob Dole, 73 in 1996, and John McCain, 72 in 2008. Trump's health check by Dr. Ronnie Jackson, physician to the president, revealed that he's in excellent condition. Weight is 239 pounds, blood pressure 122 over 74, which is norm, 120 over 80 or to 140 over 90. Cholesterol is 3.3. Resting heart rate is 68 beats per minute, which is normal, 60 to 100. Trump, who is 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing at 239 pounds, is borderline obese. In addition to taking Advil and Crestor for his cholesterol level controls, Trump also takes Propecia, a drug used to stem hair loss. Wow. According to Forbes magazine, he has net worth over $2.5 billion. He issued an executive order that pulls the United States out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Free Trade Agreement, January the 22nd, 2017. His presidential tenure has spawned the term Trump bump, by which, for example, the George Orwell novel 1984 experienced a new release on life by becoming one of Amazon's top-selling books, January the 2017. After almost 70 years since it was first published, in 1949. Hello, Truth Seeker. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Is the second only U.S. president after Ronald Reagan to have been divorced before taking office. He's openly supported the campaign for the United Kingdom to leave the European Union. On August the 24th, 2016, he invited United Kingdom Independence Party leader Nigel Farage to speak at a campaign rally in Jackson, Mississippi. He credits his father as a mentor in learning successful business. He has 40% approval rating, which was the lowest for any incoming president in modern history, January of 2017. He is the first sitting U.S. president to attend the Bastille Day celebrations in Paris, France, July the 14th, 2017. Many news outlets reported higher turnout for the Women's March organized in Washington, D.C. on 21st of January 2017 by anti-Trump protesters, Lord, I can't even talk, than for the president's inauguration the previous day. While his estimates varied, conservative outlet The Daily Telegraph noted that the city's subway reported 275,000 trips by 11 a.m. compared to 193,000 on inauguration day. He might have, Mr. G. Defeated in a 2020 U.S. presidential election by Democratic nominee Joe Biden, he became the first incumbent president to be defeated since George Bush in 1992. Biden won 306 electoral votes compared to Trump's 232, which was a mirror of the 2016 election when Trump won 306 votes against Hillary Clinton's 232. As president-elect, he met with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in New York. Abe is the first foreign leader to meet the incoming U.S. President Donald Trump November 17, 2016. In 2007, Forbes magazine reported his earnings in entertainment for the year at $32 million. Wow. He was awarded a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6801 Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, California, for his role as producer of the Miss Universe pageant on January the 16th, 2007. He was nominated for the star by his company. He fired FBI Director James Comey due to the fact he gave falsified testimony to Congress regarding Hillary Clinton's emails and his campaign ties with Russia May 9, 2017. Throughout the opening pitch to two of the Red Sox-Yankee doubleheader on 8/18/2006, it was Jimmy Fund Fundraiser Day, where he, the Boston Red Sox, and many other donors gave nearly $3 million for cancer research. Sadly, the Red Sox lost that game 14-11. He won 14,015,993 votes in 2016 Republican presidential primaries, the most votes of any Republican primary candidate, breaking the record of 12,034,676 votes won by George W. Bush during the 2000 Republican presidential primaries. Among the primary candidates, his total ranks fourth behind Democratic candidates Hillary Clinton, 17,822,145 votes in 2008, and 16,914,722 votes in 2016. And Barack Obama was 17,535,458 votes in 2008. Nothing to him. It's nothing to him, Mr. G, but it's a buttload to us. That's basically pennies to him, pretty much. Donald Trump, as president of the United States, has issued war threats against North Korea and Won Kim for their nuclear mission program. He has issued trade sanctions to North Korea, a travel ban to North Korea, and declared them a sponsor of terrorism after the death of Ottoman Warmbier in 2017. Is longtime friends with WWF owner Vince McMahon and a longtime fan of the World Wrestling Entertainment. Donald hosted WrestleMania. Looks like 5 and 6 or 8 and 9. I'm not really for sure of those numerants. Trump paused and appeared in the ringside seat at a few others. He also appeared on WWE TV shows and participated in WWE storylines. Wow. Suffers from gallophobia, fear of sharks. So he's scared of sharks, guys. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't think he'd be scared of anything. When he married Marla Maples, some of the wedding guests included Rosie O'Donnell, O.J. Simpson, and Joy Benner. In her 2017 book of The Great Gatsby, Benner recounted how, after returning to her table after a dance at the reception, she found that the film had been removed from her cupboard. Has 5 children, like we just went over. I'm not going to go over again. 5 children and three wives. We just went over that a few minutes ago. Commission lawyer Roy M. Kwan to draw up a prenuptial agreement for his 1977 marriage to his first wife, Iva Marie Zenefia, a contract that allowed Ivana Trump $20,000 a year. Yeah, I really had no idea he was scared of sharks. No clue. Friends with Regis Philbin. Attended a fundraiser for the Provisional IRA and Jerry Adams just weeks before the London Docklands B on 9th February 1996. He's the first U.S. president to attend a state dinner in China's Forbidden City on November 8, 2017. He's the first impeached U.S. president to get nominated for re-election to a second term. Listed second place in the Forbes most powerful people, Trump was previously ranked 72nd, but had jumped 70 spots to second, and a list largely due to his influence on the press to garner media attention, free airtime, and use of Twitter, and his ability to amass large crowds of people at rallies. Shortly after his inauguration as U.S. president, British Prime Minister Theresa May extended the offer of an official site to visit the UK later in the year. A petition calling for his to be cancelled attracted over 1 million signatures, which was then debated in the UK Parliament on February the 20th, 2017. Although the British government did not withdraw the offer, there was no mention of the forthcoming state visit in the Queen's speech of June 2017. A visit to the UK was eventually confirmed for July 13th, 2018, although this would not be the state visit, and protests are expected to take place. He has 10 grandchildren. Granddaughter Kelly Trump, grandsons Donald Trump III, Tristan Milo Trump, and Spencer Frederick Trump, and granddaughter Chloe Sophia Trump via his son and daughter, or daughter-in-law, granddaughter Arabella Rose Kushner, and grandsons Joseph Frederick Kushner and Theodore James Kushner via Ivanka and Jared, grandson Eric Luke Trump, and granddaughter Carolina Dorothy Trump via Eric and Laura. All right. Brothers Fred Trump Jr. and Robert Trump. Sisters Judge Mary Ann Trump Berry and Elizabeth Trump. He's the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. Okay, so there's y'all's answer, because y'all was asking something about he was impeached twice. He is the first U.S. president to be impeached twice in 2019 and 2021, and the first to be impeached after leaving the office. He was acquitted in both trials when the Senate votes fell short of the 2/3 required to convict. He is, however, the only impeached president to have senators of his own party vote to convict him after Mitt Romney voted to convict him of a charge in his first trial, while 7 GOP senators voted to convict him in his second trial. So there's your question. There's your answer to that. Following his defeat by Joe Biden in 2020, he became the first major party U.S. presidential nominee to refuse to concede after their defeat was called by the media since Charles Evan Hughes waited 2 weeks to concede to President Woodrow Wilson in 1916. Trump's campaign subsequently launched lawsuits in several states challenging the vote count. He also declined to invite Biden to the White House, bucking a long-standing tradition of the current president inviting the incoming president and first spouse for a meeting and tour. By declining to attend Biden's inauguration, he became the first president since Andrew Johnson in 1869 to not attend his successor's inauguration. He's the first sitting U.S. president to meet John Yoo Kim, the leader of North Korea. The 2018 U.S. North Korean summit is the first time the leaders of the United States and North Korea have met in June of 2018. Met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on a campaign stop in New York, September the 19th, 2016. Accepted the 10-minute congratulatory call from the president of Taiwan. Violated the One China Policy Agreement that was first established in 1972. Was voted the class ladies' man by classmates in the New York Military Academy class of 1964 at Cornwall on Hudson, New York. Former owner of New Jersey Generals Football Club of the United States Football League, USFL, 1984 to 1985. Was impeached by the House of Representatives on December 18, 2009. He was the third U.S. president to be impeached, the others being Andrew Johnson, 1868, and Bill Clinton, 1999. In November 2017, he caused a controversy when he retweeted anti-Islamic videos, which had been posted by British far-right fringe group called Britain First. This was criticized by Britain's politicians, including Prime Minister Theresa May. But Trump was unapologetic, saying she needed to focus on a radical Islamic tea in the UK rather than him. Wow. Counts Las Vegas tycoon Steve Wynn as a very close friend. Let's see. Filed for 6 corporate bankruptcy. The first 3 times were counted as one, 1991. 1992, Trump Castle Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Number 3 was 1992, Trump Plaza Casino, Atlantic City, New Jersey. 1992, Trump Plaza Hotel, Manhattan, New York City. 2004, Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts, Atlantic City, New Jersey. And 2009, Trump Enterprise Resorts, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Hello, Evie. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Received an honorary doctorate from Liberty University on September the 24th, 2012. Following his election win, he received many congratulatory letters and phone calls from foreign leaders. Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte, meeting with Filipinos expat in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, offered his warmest congratulations to Trump, including the Filipino greeting Mudkai. Duterte also vowed to stop his war words with America because of Trump's victory November 9, 2016. Niece married Trump's best-selling book, Too Much and Never Enough, How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man, sold more copies in 1 week than her uncle's Trump the Art Deal did in 29 years. The substitute for the cover for the issue that named him Time Magazine's Man of the Year read, President of the Divided States of America. Ronald Romney McDonald, niece of Mitt Romney, was chosen by Donald Trump to be chair of the Republican National Committee December the 13th, 2016. Hey, Night Demon, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe. If y'all don't care, I appreciate it so much. He enacted 25% tariff and 5% tariff on European Union, Canadian, and Mexican steel and aluminum imports to the United States, sparking fears of global trade war. In response to European Union, Canada and Mexico have enacted retaliatory tariffs on American-made Harley-Davidson motorbikes, Florida orange juice, Pennsylvania bourbon, as well as vegetables and dairy produce. Was among the guests at Usher's 26th birthday party. Wow. Reported on Variety as the first reality show star elected to office, though in fact Sean Duffy to the Real World reality show fame served later on as the district attorney. Donald Trump's years spent on NBC's Apprentice 2004 are widely credited with establishing his public image as a no-nonsense businessman. Syria in April 2017 unauthorized the largest non-nuclear B in the history of warfare to be dropped on Afghanistan. Wow. He believes that knives are more dangerous than assault rifles, pointing to a knife crime in London, and has criticized tight pew-pew control laws in the UK and France compared to those in the United States. The openly gay Scottish National Party MV, John Nicholson, alleged on the British television series The Right Stuff 2000 in 2016 that Trump is homophobic following his election as U.S. president. Former UKIP leader Nigel Farage attended the second presidential debate in St. Louis, Missouri on October the 9th, 2016. We just went over the votes. Anthony Signal was his butler, the oldest president to be nominated for a second term at age 74, 5 months on November 3rd, 2020, surpassing President Ronald Reagan's record of 73 years and 9 months on November the 6th, 1984. Will also serve as the executive producer on The Apprentice 2004 in his spare time while serving as the president of the United States. He had 42% approval rating at 100 days into his presidency, the lowest for any president in 70 years at that number of the days into the presidency. Was forced by Attorney General to change the name Trump University to Trump International Initiative. First U.S. president in almost 130 years not to have a pet dog at the White House. William McKinley being the last such president to not have any pets in the office. recipient of Ellis Island's Medal of Honor by the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation of 1986. During the course of his first 100 days in office, 1,060 jokes were made about him on the late night programs, a new George Mason University study found. He's the first president to have both at least one son and more than two children since George W. Bush. His misspelling of the word presented as unprecedented lasted on his Twitter account for an hour and a half until it was corrected. When commenting Abiy Ahmed, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, for his Peace Prize win. Oh, Lord. First daughter Ivanka Trump posted on her Instagram account, "Congratulations, Prime Minister, on being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for your work on peace and reconciliation with your neighbor, Eric." The Nobel Peace Prize is a noble honor. Earlier in the year, when Ivanka congratulated British PM Boris Johnson on his political victory, she tweeted, "Congratulations, Boris Johnson, on becoming the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom." He led a joint U.S., British, and French military strike on Syria following a chemical attack the week before that unalived more than 70 people. The attack just came over a year after Trump launched 59 cruise at the Syrian military base after a chemical attack unalived more than 100 people in April of 2017. Hello, Rocket Queen. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. He is the first U.S. president to appoint a Hispanic Jew to the U.S. administration position. On Tuesday, April 21st, 2020, Mitchell Silk was appointed by Trump to be Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for International Markets following confirmation by the U.S. Senate using voice vote during the ongoing pandemic. His New York Jets owner, Woody Johnson, as the United States ambassador to the United Kingdom on the eve of his inauguration, declared America's opium addiction a public health emergency on October the 26th, 2017. Inducted into the Interpreter Hall of Fame. Shares a fairly odd similar background, though not politics, with Christopher Walken. Both were born in Queens in the 1940s. Both of their mothers were Scottish immigrants, and most of their fathers were of German origin. Those Trump's father was born in the U.S. to immigrant parents, while Christopher's father was an immigrant. The Trump Tower, officially opened February 14, 1983, was erected on what was once the site of a United Engineering Center, 1961 to 1997. He has look-alike puppet in the French show Les Gonzes d'Infino, 1988. He has billionaire member of Screen Actors Guild, SAG. Trump is eligible for a handsome pension from the union. For Easter 2016, attended to the Escopin Church, where he and Melania were married. Fifth U.S. president to be deposed in a lawsuit since U.S. as Grant, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and Bill Clinton. Trump having been disposed before actually taking office. Hello, come at me. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Fifth U.S. president to be disposed in a lawsuit since I just read that. Sorry, guys. In 2015, he filed a $500 million lawsuit against Univision, citing a breach of contract and defamation. Authorized sending an additional 4,000 troops to Afghanistan in August of 2017, despite having previously called for all American troops to be withdrawn from the country. His 11-day tour of Asia consists of visiting Japan, South Korea, China, Vietnam, and the Philippines, is in the longest of any U.S. president since George Bush visited the Asia-Pacific region in 1992. When Trump was elected president in 2016, he became the second U.S. president to win Golden Raspberry Award, having won Worst Supporting Actor for Ghosts Can Do It, 1989. The first is George W. Bush, who won Worst Actor and Worst Screen Couple for Fahrenheit 9/11, 2004. Ronald Reagan also received a non-competitive Worst Career Achievement Award for no specific film in 1982. He appointed RNC Chair Reince Priebus as Chief of Staff and Breitbart Kamala Steve Bannon as Chief Counselor. Good friends with Vince McMahon and the McMahon family. Notable tenants who live or are lived at Trump Towers include Bruce Willis, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Christina Ronaldo, Jean-Claude Devalo, and Paul Manafort while managing Trump's campaign. His favorite film is Citizen Kane. An episode of the documentary series Trump and the American Dream was named Citizen Trump in reference to this and show clips of him talking about the film. Coincidentally, a TV biopic titled Citizen Kane told the story life of Trump's former attorney, Roy M. Cobbin. According to the Washington Post, Trump made 16,241 false or misleading claims in the last 3 years. I guess sip a drink, guys. Today, he has highly hinted at running for president for a second non-consecutive time in 2024. If he gets a nomination on a major party ticket, he will be the second former non-incumbent president in history to do so after Grover Cleveland. Additionally, if he gets elected, he will also be the second non-consecutive president after Cleveland. Announced that he will not attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner in April 2017. This had happened only once before when President Ronald Reagan had to cancel due to a pew-pew wound inflicted by assassin John Hickney, which was March of 1981. He was for some time a close friend of British broadcaster Piers Morgan, who vociferously defended his friendship with Trump on the British television chat show Loose Women 1999. Despite disagreeing with Trump's comments on the women and policies on pew-pew control and climate change later, Morgan criticized the president's handling of the C virus before finally breaking with him over his refusal to concede defeat in 2020 elections and ultimately calling for his conviction over the Washington, D.C. riots of January 2021. He signed a large arms deal with Saudi Arabia in the U.S. history worth more than $350 billion on May 21st, 2017. Of his mother, Clan McCall of Lewis. Contrary to some reports, his German parochial ancestors were never called Dump or Drump, later named it to Trump, rather than they've always been named Trump, which is German for drum. On August 31st, 2006, he made the first foreign trip to the Republican presidential nominee to Mexico. Appointed ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson as the Secretary of State, December 13th, 2016. Tillerson has a close professional relationship with Russia's President Vladimir Putin and has investments in Russian state-owned oil company Gazprom. Newt Gingrich, Rudy Giuliani, and Mitt Romney were all considered for the Secretary of State position in Trump's cabinet. Gingrich decided to remain a close advisor to Donald Trump, while Giuliani and Romney eventually decided not to take up the offer. Trump's personal attorney and fixer has been Michael Cohen, 2017 to 2018, cousin of John Walker, hired Barbara Rest to be in charge of building the Trump Tower. Wow. In his first sitting impeached president to give the annual State of the Union address to Congress since Bill Clinton gave his in 1999, since the Union address to Congress following his impeachment in December of 1998. Let's see. Nominated Florida Panthers owner Vixen Vela for Secretary of the Army. He appointed Anthony Scaramucci as White House Communications Director, speaking on 8% surge in online searches for Sacramento, which is July the 22nd, 2017. Merit a place in Times Magazine, the most influential people leaders, with a homage penned by U.S. Senator from Texas, Ted Cruz. Is a diehard Shirley Jones fan. Wow. He met with Russia's President Vladimir Putin for the 2018 U.S.-Russia summit in Helsinki, the first summit between and Russian leaders since 2010. Let's see. The Forbes 400 ranking of the wealthiest Americans placed political rival Michael Bloomberg at number 8 with 53.4 million, and Trump at number 275 with 3.1 billion. Classmate of Louis Klarsma at the Warren School, University of Pennsylvania. Let's see. That's kind of what we're going over. When the cocktails available at his Trump bar, Trump Tower, is called You're Fired, and consists of 2 house-made Bloody Mary mix, Absolute Vodka, and celery, and cost $15 in 2006. Niece Mary Trump, daughter of his late brother Fred Trump Jr., holds a PhD from the Denver Institute of Advanced Psychological Studies. She works as a professional life coach at the Trump Coaching Group in New York, where she resides with her daughter. Merit a place in Time magazines. The 100 most influential people issue with an homage penned by Speaker of the United House of Representatives. He is the 4th consecutive U.S. president to visit Vietnam, which is November the 10th, 2017. Inducted into Atlantic New City, New Jersey, Boxing Hall of Fame in 2018. Inducted into the Atlantic City, New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame in 2018. During his 2019 State of Union address of the 116th U.S. Congress, Trump confirmed that he will meet North Korea leader Won Kim on February the 27th or 28th in 2019 in Vietnam, February the 5th, 2019. He signed into law 2020 Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. The bill was approved by both Congress and the Senate, was worth $2.2 trillion, and is the largest stimulus bill in U.S. history. Mentioned in a 2016 track, Nobody Speak by DJ Shadow. Spent the 2016 Christmas holiday at Mar-a-Lago, his private club in Palm Beach, Florida. He stayed at Camp David for the weekend. Usually, this is a place where he presents whole private meetings with foreign leaders. Unlike previous presidents, Trump meets foreign leaders at the White House or at the Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Trump's victorious presidential campaign has been referred to ironically as 11/9 inspiring Michael Moore documentary Fahrenheit 9/11 in 2004. He met to be Ivana, a New York singles bar and restaurant, Maximum's Pub in 1976. Inducted in the Gaming Hall of Fame 1995, arrived in Singapore for the U.S. North Korea Summit, following his early departure from the G7 Summit at Laurel, Maine, Quebec, Canada, June the 10th, 2018. During his presidential campaign, he gave his strength at 6.3, although this is widely disputed. Okay, there I am. He's the first sitting U.S. president to meet the two empresses of Japan, Emperor Akihito, whom he met in November 2017, and Emperor Naruhito, who he met for his state visit to Japan upon meeting a new emperor at the Emperor Palace in Tokyo, Friday, May the 24th of 2019. He's the first U.S. president to attend an annual Veterans Day parade, November the 11th, 2019. Inducted into the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame. Inducted into the New Jersey State Martial Arts Hall of Fame in 2003, the category Visionary. Inducted into the German American Hall of Fame 2002. Or 2012, I'm sorry. In 2010, Donald Trump received an honorary PhD degree from Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, Scotland. The degree was a doctorate in business administration. So hopefully, it'll all work out. Let's see. His 18 million popular votes in 2020 Republican Party presidential primaries is the highest number of votes ever to be incumbent president in a party presidential primaries. Thus, Trump is the first incumbent president to tally more votes in a major presidential parties in a re-election that he won in his first run for president. He has Bourgeois coat of arms for Trump, a common practice in his father's ancestors' old country, Germany, although with Scottish impact. All right, guys, get me something to drink. Let's see where I'm at. On May 5th, 2017, he signed a $1.1 trillion omnibus spending bill that will keep the federal government funded through September the 30th, 2017. On Friday, October the 2nd, 2020, he tested positive for C. His wife, First Lady Melania Trump, also tested positive for the virus. Both made a full recovery. He's exactly 18 months older than former Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff. As the 45th United States President, Trump's code name was Mogul, and First Lady Melania was Muse. Trump is a descendant of the Trump family from Politan, Germany, whose history has been recorded since the early 17th century. Trump's mother was Mary Ann McLeod, 1912 to 2000, a Scottish immigrant from the small village of Tong, located in the Western Isles of Scotland. Trump's maternal grandfather was the fisherman Malcolm McNaught. The family is thought to be related to Clan MacLeod, a Highland clan which claims descent from Leonard, a 13th century chieftain. Let's see. Okay, so we're almost done, guys. On March 30th, 2023, he was indicted by a Manhattan grand jury and charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. The changes are connected to alleged hush money payments made to film actresses Stormy Daniels, aka Stormy Daniels, prior to the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In 1905, Fred Trump and his family lived for a time at 539 East 117th Street, the Bronx, New York. More than a year of the dog under the Chinese Zodiac radar. Former brother-in-law Blaine Trump, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Trump's Florida retreat, Mar-a-Lago Sea to Lake, is so named because the resort covers the entire width of Palm Beach, from the Atlantic Ocean to what was previously known as Lake Worth now an intracoastal waterway. It is the 20th most largest in the U.S. and covers an area of 2,500 square feet. Hopefully, y'all have learned some stuff so far, guys. All right, hold on a minute. Let's see. It doesn't hurt to get more education. All the women on the Apprentice 2004 flirted with me consciously or unconsciously. That is to be expected. Watch somebody sell their used car and not wash it. You spent $10 washing the car, and you get another 200 for the car. A little more moderation would be good. Of course, my life hasn't been one of moderation. Money was never big a motivation for me, except as a way to keep score. The real excitement is playing the game. Show me someone without an ego, and I'll show you a loser. Well, watch. I fired a lot of people. Generally, I like to other people to fire because it's always a lousy talk. But I've fired many people. On his catchphrase, "You're fired," for that Apprentice 2004. I mean, there is no arguing. There's no anything. There's no beating around the bush. You're fired is a very strong term. It's tangible, it's solid, it's beautiful, it's artistic. From my standpoint, I just love real estate. Rosie O'Donnell called me a snake's oil salesman. And coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see mine, my mind is weak. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? Wow. When asked if he would run for president of the United States, people wanted me to fairly strongly, and I decided I don't want to do it. I sort of enjoy what I'm doing and continue to enjoy what I'm doing. I have never had more fun. And then to cap it off with a star on the Walk of Fame today was just a lot of fun. And it's just very sad to me what happening with this country in terms of world and in terms of world perception. Oh Lord, Ellen Zagnar, the English businessman and host of the BBC version of The Apprentice UK. I don't know what Alan Sugar looks like. I'm on the show, but I don't even know what he looks like. I mean, I hear he's doing nicely, not like we're doing over, not like we're doing over here, but doing fine. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best, they're sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're bringing ours, and some I assume are good people. Every time somebody says I made a mistake, they do the polls and my numbers go up. So I guess I haven't made a mistake. On people seeing Jimmy Carter vacating Air Force One, carrying a garment bag, they don't want that. They want someone who's going to beat China, beat Japan. When was the last time that you saw a country have a victory? We don't have victories. What are things that I'm going to do differently? Almost everything. On John McClane, he's not a war hero. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you. I will build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me. Believe me, and I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great wall on our southern borders, and I will make up Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. We have places in London, other places that are not so radicalized that the police are afraid to enter their homes. Note, the British government has stated that no such areas exist in London. Paris is no longer the safe city it was. They have sections in Paris that are radicalized, where the police refuse to go there. They're petrified. The police refuse to go in there. Note, the French government has stated that no such areas exist in Paris. In 2015, on Rubio Week on illegal immigration, like weak like a baby, not a good poker player because every time he's under pressure, he just starts profusely sweating. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters. Wow. Responding to PayPal criticism, if ISIL ever attack in Vatican, the Pope will be hoping and praying on the president. I can be more presidential than anyone. Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. Message advertising his Trump University, 34,995. Uh, only doers get rich. I know that in these package days, you will learn everything to make $1 million within the next 12 months. In 2016, the Republican National Convention, Russia. If you're listening, I hope you're able to find 30,000 Hillary Clinton emails that are missing. I hope you will be rewarded mighty by our press. People are angry all over the world. They're angry on the UK vote to leave EU. They took their country back, just like we will take back America. On Twitter, Iranian Huffington is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why her former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision. Wow. In 2005, comments are made to Billy Bush on a bus and recorded on tape. Look at you. You are a PUSSY. 2005, the Billy Bush on the bus is always good if you don't fall out of the bus like Gerald Ford, remember? Disloyal Republicans are far more difficult than crooked Hillary. They came at you from all sides. They don't know how to win. I will teach them. On October 2016, on breaking the Republican Party hierarchy, it's so nice that the shackles have been taken off of me, and I can now fight for the America I want to. In 2016, on Hillary Clinton, the third presidential debate, such a nasty woman. Referring to his position on immigration and the third presidential debate, we have some bad horrors here, and we're going to get them out. 7/28/2015, Christianity. In an interview with Frank Luntz at the Family Leadership Summit. I'm a religious person, shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find us out. I'm a Protestant. I'm a Presbyterian, and I go to church, and I love God, and I love my church. Presidential campaign announcement of the Trump Tower will be greatest jobs presented that God's ever created. I'm a traditionalist. I have so many fabulous friends who happen to be gay, but I'm not, but I'm a traditionalist. The only card Hillary Clinton has is a woman's card. She's got nothing else to offer. And frankly, if Hillary Clinton were a man, I don't think she'd get 5% of the vote. The only thing she's going is the cat's card. And the beautiful thing is women don't lie to her. My Twitter has become so powerful that I can actually make my enemies tell the truth. And this is a salary for their apprentice. $375,000 per episode. Per episode, guys. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm just going to kind of go over some of these. A person whose flat chest is a very hard to be a 10. I've said if Ivanka Trump weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. Wow. The concept of global warming was created by and for Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-comprehensive. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Post-election observation on winning the electoral college but losing the popular vote. I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally for Hillary Clinton. In 2016, about a protester being ejected from one of his campaign allies, I like to punch him in the face. Wow. He just tells it like it is, guys. He's blunt. Who ruled on Judge Gonzalo Curl, who ruled against him in a case involving lawsuits on his failed Trump University. He's Mexican. We're building a wall between here and Mexico. No, Cruel was born in the U.S. state of Indiana. I always felt a lot of modern art is con. It's an evident and unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew the healthcare could be so complicated on the Affordable Care Act. Let's see, guys. On being president, I loved my previous life. I had so many things going. This is more work than in my previous life. I thought it would be easier. The renewal of the American spirit. As long as we have faith in each other and trust in God, then the sun will always shine on our glorious republic. Eventually, but at a later date, so we can get started early, Mexico will be paying in some form for the badly needed border wall. The Democrats don't want money from budget going to border wall, despite the fact that it will stop drugs and very bad MS-13G members. WikiLeaks is amazing. That stuff is coming out. It shows Hillary Clinton is a real liar. At a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, this just came out. WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks. It's amazing how nothing is secret today when you talk about the internet. We don't want other leaders in other countries laughing at us anymore, and they won't be. Above all else, we know this in America. We don't worship government. We worship God. On Bridget Macaron, she is such a good physical shape. Beautiful. My fingers are long and beautiful, as it has been well documented in various other parts of my body. Wow. My IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel stupid or insecure. It's not your fault. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he, Marco Rubio, referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee. Wow. The point is you can never be too greedy. It's freezing and snowing in New York. We need global warming. I'm just saying to myself around, we should just cancel the election and just give it to Trump, right? The New York Times don't write good. They have people over there like Maggie Haberman and others, and they don't write good. They don't know how to write good. Let's see. Hey, Digger Duck. Hi, sweetheart. It says you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of or whatever. From talking about Megyn Kelly. I don't know what that is, but whatever. Let's see. I think I'm actually humble. I think much more humble than you would understand. On Emmanuel Macron, I think he's going to be a terrific president of France, but he does love holding my hand. North Korea best not make more teas to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has ever seen. Robert Patterson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog and will do it again. Just watch. He can do better. Wow. Let's see. We are on the same team. We are all Americans. Reported to Paul Manafort, you treat me like a baby. And am I like a baby to you? I sit here like a baby and watch TV and you talk to me. Let's see. Okay, on questions over his mental health. Actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets has been mental stability and being like really smart. Crooked Hillary Clinton also played these cards very hard, and as everyone knows, went down in flames. I went from very successful businessman to top TV star to president of the United States on my first try. I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius. And a very stable genius at that. Note, Mr. Trump actually was elected on his third try, not first. Let's see. There's no bigger fan of the Second Amendment than me, and there's no bigger fan of the NRA. These guys are great patriots. Exactly. That's exactly right, Digger Duck. The one thing that stands out with Trump, he says he can do it, and he does. Absolutely. He sure does. It says, I do not watch much television. I know they like to say people that don't know me, they like to say I watch television. People with fake sources, fake reporters, fake sources. But I don't get to watch much television primarily because of documents. I'm reading documents a lot. Let's see. Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me from being attacked last night at the Golden Globes. She's Hillary Flunky who lost big. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. You don't have a country. June of 2018. It says Boris Johnson is a friend of mine. He's been very, very nice to me, been very supportive. I like Boris Johnson. I've always liked him. Let's see. The fundamental question of our time is whether the West has the will to survive. On protest attacking Kim from missing a deadline to reunite refugee families, July the 2018. I have a solution. Tell people not to come to our country illegally. Well, that's your opinion, Miss Deb, honey. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, darling. On protests, let's see, hold on 1 minute. Let's see. On using Twitter, this is my megaphone. This is the way I speak directly to people without any filter. Cut through the noise, cut through the fake news. That's the only way I have to communicate. I have tens of millions of followers. This is bigger than cable news. I go out and give a speech and it's covered by CNN and nobody's watching, nobody cares. I tweet something and it's my megaphone to the world. In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. The truth is that centrist Democracy Party is dead. The new Democrats are racial socialists who want to model Americans' economy after Venezuela. Let's see. On Kim one in October 2018, he wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love. Christmas Day tweet. I can tell you when the government's going to be open. I can tell you when it's not going to be open until we have a wall or fence, whatever they like to call it. Nobody reads the Bible more than me. I have a gut, and my gut tells me more sometimes than anybody else's brain can ever tell me. We believe in American dream, not the socialist nightmare. Let's see. I've always liked Ronald Reagan. I like him for everything other than maybe trade. It just doesn't seem to be enough focus. And that was when we started doing foolish trade deals. In that generation, it's really sort of began there. I'm a big fan of Winston Churchill, and I studied Winston Churchill. On Secure King, he's a stole-co loser who could focus on crime in London, not me. It's very easy actually to work with me. You know why it's easy? Because I make all the decisions. On Joe Biden, he was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass. Wow. Down the hall and to the left, Trump's dialogue in his Home Alone 2 4-second cameo roll, which the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation CBC deleted before showing the movie on television. Wow. Kissing an American flag at a 2020 campaign rally. I love you, baby. 2020 and the coronavirus crisis is going to disappear one day. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. On the C virus, we have it totally under control. If one person coming in from China, we have it under control. It's going to be just fine. I always treat the Chinese virus very seriously and have done a very good job from the beginning. Let's see. They said Joe Biden is going to be your president because some people don't love me, maybe. Let's see. Answering a request to describe his plans for the second presidential term. I think it would be have a very, very solid. We would continue what we're doing. We solidify what we've done, and we have other things on our plate that we want to get done. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You've got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good to take the vaccines. I myself, in my opinion, am not taking them. That's just me, though. On Meghan Markle, I'm not a fan of hers. I would say this. I wish a lot of luck to Harry because he's going to need it. And consider firing everybody at some point. That's what happens. On the 2020 presidential election, we will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. On the 2020 presidential election, none of us want to see our election victory stolen by embroiled racial left Democrats, which is what they are doing. You never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. Let's see, guys. During the first 2020 presidential debate, Proud Boys stand back and stand by. Let's see. When asked if he would commit a peaceful transfer of power following the presidential elections, we're going to have to see what happens. Let's see. On his digital trading cards, very much like baseball cards, but hopefully not much more exciting. Let's see if there's any more, guys. I'm trying to go through them because he has so many. They're almost forcing me into realize we're going to do them soon, bigger than ever been. On Nikki Haley planning to run for president in 2024, she has to follow her heart, not her honor. She should definitely run. They said we're going to have World War III if something doesn't happen fast. I'm the only candidate who can make this promise. I will prevent World War III. On the 2024 presidential election, we're going to finish what we started. We're going to complete this mission. We're going to see this battle through to ultimate victory. This is the final battle. I know it. You know it. They know it. Everybody knows it. This is it. And if they win, we don't have a country. Let's see. Well, if they win, I should get all credit. And if they lose, I should not be blamed at all. Okay. But it'll probably just be the opposite. I appointed over 300 judges to fill the federal bench with pro-constitutional warriors who interpret the laws as written. Let's see. Let's see, guys. I'm only going to say a few more because there's a buttload of them, as you can see. Okay, this is about him when he went to jail. I came in, I was treated very nicely, but it is what it is. I took a mud shot, which I'd never heard the words mud shot. They didn't teach me that at Warren School of Finance. I went through an experience that I never thought I had to go through, but then I've gone through the same experience 3 other times in my whole life. I didn't know anything about indictments, and now I've been indicted like 4 times. on being booked at the Fulton County Jail. They insisted on a mugshot, and I agreed to that. This is the only time I've ever taken a mugshot. It is not a comfortable feeling, especially when you've done nothing wrong. Let's see. When asked if he fears going to jail when facing 91 criminal charges across 4 cases in the federal and state courts, no, I don't really. I don't even think about it. I'm built a little differently, I guess. And his salaries was the apprentice $350,000 per episode, or $375,000 per episode. All right, guys. All right, guys. Well, hopefully we learned some new stuff about Trump. That was a lot of talking, guys. That was quite a bit. That's why I kind of skimmed through, just kind of grabbed some because there was a bunch. But yes, thank you guys so much for being in here. I appreciate y'all's opinions. I appreciate y'all's thoughts. Everybody's entitled to their opinion over here. So, it doesn't bother me not one bit if y'all like him or if you don't like him. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. Everybody's entitled to their beliefs. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So that's completely, it's your right as an American, to have your own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. That's what makes it great. But I'm not mad at you, anybody. I respect y'all's opinions, just like you should respect mine. Which I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying. But I'm getting ready to jump off here. I've been on for an hour and a half. I'm sorry about all the reading, guys, but that was a lot. I just skimmed through a lot of them too. Good Lord. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. I'm just going to let you guys know my videos I had to delete. I mean, not delete. I had to set them to private because where I monetize now, I'm trying to get memberships. And they stated that if you have too many copyrights, that you cannot get memberships. And I didn't have copyright strikes. I just had copyrights from my intro video. So I've got them set to private. But if anybody wants to go back and see them, you just let me know and I'll send them to you guys. I'll send them to you guys. That's why a lot of my live videos are gone. Have a great night, Evie. Much love, darling. Have a great night, Miss Deb. Thank you so much. Much love to you too, sweetheart. But yes, I will see you guys sometime. I don't know if I'm going to go live again. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow or not. But if I do, I'll have it set up. But for sure, we are for sure going live Wednesday and Friday and Saturday for the karaoke. But yes, much love to you all. And hopefully I didn't offend you guys. I was just going over, the information. So y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I always say this before I go: lift each other up, be there for one another, and support one another, no matter what their beliefs are, no matter what. We're all human, just no matter what, support one another, no matter what. And, be a difference in somebody's life. You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what they're currently going through or what they went through in their past. Just be a positive change in people's life. Be a difference, Be kind to one another. Don't cost a penny to be kind to one another. Be a positive change in a lot of people's lives. And I always say this too, words might be easily forgiven, but they're never going to be forgotten once they're said. So just have, just think about what you say before you say it, But y'all have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but just have it. If y'all are watching the replay, leave me a comment, leave me a like, and if y'all haven't hit the subscribe, please do so. And I will comment back on every one of the comments that come through, and or I will reply. I'm sorry. And we will see you. If you're not subscribed, please hit subscribe and hit the notifications. That way y'all know when I go live. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I'll be going live tomorrow night or not, but just keep it on there just in case. If I do, it'll be around 10:30 p.m. Eastern, like always. But I don't know if I am or not, so I'll let you guys know. But y'all have a wonderful night. Virtual hugs sent y'all's way. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot. Even though, he's not liked by many people, I still respect all y'all's opinions and wishes. So, but y'all have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. See ya. Have a wonderful night and happy Monday. See ya.